I'm Joseph Bivens, and today we're going to be doing some supercar shopping.
In half a mile, turn right onto East 96th Street.
The Tower of Porsche. So I'm back, and I'm trying to be really quiet so I do not disturb the people in here who are actually buying a car. We got this beautiful 2016 Porsche 911 Carrera. That interior is really nice. We got the ornamental back seats. The black paint on this is really good. Of course, it has a flat 6 engine. They got the 718 Boxster S. I've seen this in the magazines. It's even nicer in person. I really love the roll hoops on this car. It's got the red calipers.
That one is actually a very special car. That's a turbo. So that's very, very special.
Here we got the 911 Turbo Cabriolet. I love the metal flake paint on this car. Along with also it has the red calipers with diamond cut wheels. It's a really nice tan interior. With the turbo inscription on the armrest. I don't see how anybody is supposed to fit in these back seats. They're purely ornamental. The air inlet there. Of course, this has the turbocharged flat 6 engine. If I remember right, the steering wheel is off a 918. What an absolutely gorgeous car. Yes, pardon me, but how does your brand plan to compete with how does your Porsche Turbo franchise plan to compete with the new McLaren Sports Series? I'm just curious.
You know, I think the question would better be, how does McLaren tend to compete with us? We've got a lot longer history than McLaren does. We were just named by the J.D. Power survey in the first 3 years of ownership. There were 2 brands of automobile that tied for the first place for the most reliable vehicle sold in this country. It was Porsche and it was Lexus. We don't have to compete with anybody. They have to compete with us.
Well, thank you. An excellent answer indeed. And these are 3 absolutely gorgeous cars. Hello, now that was a brilliant dealership. Now that we're out of there, I can speak freely. Now, this is a Porsche Macan. It's a car that I dislike very, very much. I also dislike the Cayenne very, very much. I think that they should not be Porsches. It would be fine if it were from another brand, but because it's Porsche, it just doesn't make sense. See over there, we got some 911 turbos. One 911 turbo on each end and a bunch of normal 911 cabriolets in the middle. Porsche Panamera, which has a problem with its bodywork. Got another 911 here in an amazing white with a red interior. This silver on this turbo is just brilliant. I love the yellow calipers on this car. I mean, they look different than the red, but honestly I think they look better than the red calipers. But I'm gonna get out of this dealer before I scratch anything, but one last look around us. It's some absolutely beautiful cars. So we're here at Alfa Romeo and Maserati, Butler, and right across the street I see this BMW M4 with the grille stripes, which look incredible on this car. There's also a really nice Corvette Stingray over here. Anybody who knows me will know that I am a huge fan of the Corvette, especially the latest body style, because it looks incredible. And this thing is killer. Or here we have a Porsche 911. I am not a complete Porsche file, so I'm not 100% what it is. It says it's a Carrera. Then we got a Porsche Cayman S. He wants $31,900. I would have thought it would have been more expensive than that. Now here we have a Jaguar XJ. But why would you want to look at that when you got an Alfa Romeo 4C? Now this is a car that I absolutely adore. Mid-engined. It's got a nice interior. I don't think you can see that though. And it's in amazing red. Another G-Wagon V8 by Turbo. Mercedes, not sure what that is. And then we got a Jaguar XF. That's a pretty nice car. We got another XF over there. But here's the Alfa Romeo Giulia. This is an absolutely gorgeous car. Jeremy Clarkson compared this to a Worsley, and I totally disagree with that. The Giulia Q4 and the Quadrifoot Giulia are brilliant cars. There's the interior. I love the red on this one. But it's freezing cold out here, so I'm gonna go inside. We have a Maserati Gran Turismo SP Special Edition. They want $155,650 for this car. And I can't say as I blame them. I'm not an expert on the Gran Turismo whatsoever, besides the fact that it is an absolutely gorgeous car. Outside, you see we got some Maserati Ghibli Q4s. And then down here we've got a Quattroporte, also with a Q4. Maserati Lafante, it's the SUV thing.
How's it going, buddy?
Excellent. How are you? Back
Here's all the ridiculous products you could possibly imagine from Maserati. Maserati Q4. Got the Alfa Romeo 4C. I've never seen any of the pictures in gray. This metal flake gray is absolutely incredible. I love this color. The interior is also very, very nice. If I was buying a 4C, I would definitely write the check for the Spider. I love the yellow calipers on this car.
Wow, they actually let me back here. We have another Maserati Gran Turismo. I apologize for that vibrating, that's the doors. We have another Maserati Gran Turismo. This one's a Spider. We have an MG. And then we have a Alfa Romeo Spider Quadrifoglio. We have a 911 Carrera Turbo. Not sure what year this is. We have a Bentley. Another car I really did not expect to see today. Bentley Continental GTC. Porsche 718 Boxster. Once again, I love the roll hoops on this car, and this one is crazy with the black rims, with everything black. And then this car that I didn't think I would ever see, the Fisker Karma. This thing is insane. I can't imagine being Henrik Fisker having to explain to Congress where his several $million loan went. But they're gone, and this is what little legacy the company Fisker has. This is one of the few electric cars that I actually liked. Over here we got another 4C in amazing black roof, red body, black rims. This thing is awesome. The thing about an Alfa is, if you talk about it, you're gonna criticize it. But if you look at it, you're gonna fall in love. And then, the cream of the crop of this dealership, Ferrari 458 Spider. The interior on this car is crazy. I mean, look at all the red accents. And that stripe down the center of the seat. And it's got the Scuderia shields. And then the two air blades in the front are finished in carbon fiber. I mean, this spec is awesome. And then we've got the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport. Another car I really did not expect to see today, but I just cannot get over this Ferrari. There are very few cars in the Indianapolis area that I think could probably top this. The yellow calipers, I mean, this thing is just incredible. I actually quite like the look of the 458 Italia more than I like the more than I like the new standard, the 488. Wow, this dealership's incredible. If you're ever here, stop at Butler Maserati and Alfa Romeo. This place is incredible. Ask and you shall receive. I have been granted permission to sit in any of the cars in this showroom that I want. So naturally, the first car I'm going to sit in is the Ferrari. I'm inside the Ferrari 458 Spider. I've seen so many of these things on the internet, but I've never seen one with these red interior accents. And the red seat belts. This interior is just incredible. I love the yellow tachometer. I'm going to open the door set, all the lights in the dash come back on. Yeah, there they go. And let's see what happens when I turn the Manatino to Sport, or Manatino, however you say it. Race, nothing's happening at all. CT off, nope, nothing's gonna happen. And that's how you adjust, there's where you adjust the shocks. There's where you would push to start the engine, but I don't have the keys. It's probably a good thing. For the dealer, anyway. These red accents are just incredible. This is the coolest car I have ever been in. I did not expect to see a Ferrari today. I am now inside of the Maserati Gran Turismo C Sport convertible. Look at those dials. And this is not quite as cool as the Ferrari, but wow, this thing, the seats are comfortable. I mean, these are incredibly comfortable. People complain about the Maserati seats. I don't know why. These are far more comfortable than the ones in my parents' Honda Accord, and they're on a completely different planet from the ones in my Nissan. I mean, yes, all the buttons in the Maserati are strange. I mean, this was mentioned on a small British motoring program once, that the Maserati buttons were confusing. But this thing is just amazing. I am inside of the Alfa Romeo Spider Quadrifoglio, and I truly see what Jeremy Clarkson meant when he said that his Alfa was cramped. In this thing, to get comfortable, your arms have to be the same length as your legs, and mine just aren't. However, the upsides of this thing: manual transmission. This one actually seems to have heating and air conditioning, which would have been rare back in the day. It has a tape deck and a little bit of cargo space behind the seats. So yeah, this is actually a pretty nice car. Welcome to the 1983 Porsche 911. As much as I like this interior, it's really not a bad place to be honest. The seats could use improvement, and the back seats, I don't even want to try those. And I mean, this thing, it has a aftermarket radio, because the owner actually liked to listen to music on the radio and listen to, you know, iPod and crap. And you got a manual, once again, brilliant, big fan. But the steering wheel just doesn't say Porsche to me. I mean, it says Porsche on it, but the item itself, it just doesn't say Porsche. Welcome to the inside of the Bentley Continental GTC. This is probably the most comfortable interior I've been in all day. I love the interior fixtures. This is not quite as good of an interior as the Ferrari, but this is actually, it might match it in a different sort of way. But I think I found this car's interior's coolest feature. Now I hand it off to somebody's gonna take video. Watch this. I mean, that's incredible. I'm stuck. This thing is absolutely incredible. The back seats, somebody might actually be able to get into, as opposed to one of the Porsches we've looked at today. Here we are in the 718 Boxster S. Now, that 911 over there, you can see the roof of, was the last Porsche I was in. And I can tell you already that I would have this over that car, because this is just way more comfortable. I mean, it's got the Porsche stitched at headrest, which that doesn't have. It has an actual Porsche badge in the wheel. The only thing it really doesn't have is a manual, and that's unfortunate. But it does have infotainment. But if you're a real driver, your infotainment is back there. But this is a really comfortable car, and I like it quite a good lot. Welcome to the inside of a car that I never thought I would see. This is the Fisker Karma. This is the electric car that never made it. And this thing is just incredible. I mean, watch this. Is it gonna work? Apparently not. That's the type of thing that shows why this car didn't really make it. It's because some things don't work all the time. The smell in here is brilliant. The Napa leather just has this awesome smell. I mean, Fisker, it was a great company. But what really did them in was they couldn't get sales over Tesla. And then they had Hurricane Sandy that ruined all their cars. And then they went bankrupt, and Henrik Fisker had to explain to Congress, the United States Congress, what happened to his $4.7 million government loan. But this car is just incredible. It's not as incredible as some of the other cars in here, which I would buy over it. I mean, obviously, that 4C over there versus this, it's going to be the 4C every time. That's probably my next stop, actually, is the 4C. I mean, heck, I would take the Alfa Romeo Spider over this. But this is a brilliant car. I really don't entirely see why it didn't make it. I don't see why they couldn't get sales. Now that I have been in the front, which is brilliant, and even though I'd have any other car in here, with the exception of the Monte Carlo SS over it, I'm going to see what it would be like for me, or in fact a small child, on a long car trip across the United States. If you have a child, a small child, or in fact a teenager that you are planning on taking on a long trip, do not buy one of these. Buy, if you want an electric car and you have more than 2 people, buy a Tesla. Alright, we're now here at the collection, Coast to Coast Imports. Lamborghini Gallardo. This is the LP 550-2 with the black wheels and orange calipers. The car is also orange with matte black accents. This thing is incredible. First Lamborghini I've seen in my entire life. And it's sitting right next to a Ferrari California. I've had the pleasure of seeing several Ferraris. The best of the ones I've seen was earlier today. I saw like half a second of a Speciale, a 458 Speciale in New Orleans. But that, I'm not sure that actually counts. What a car. But this Gallardo, I'm just drawn to this car in specific out of most of the cars I've seen today. I'm not sure if I would have this or the 458. Range Rover SVR, Bentley Continental, Audi R8 V10. This thing is awesome. Audi did a great job with this car, but really all the Gallardo is an R8 with a Gallardo body and a bit of Lamborghini magic in it. So I would have the Gallardo over it every day of the week. So I have Maserati Gran Turismo convertible. And a BMW M4 Dynan. I've never seen one of these, never even heard of it. Sorry, it's killer. So this is Ferrari. But this guy, I just get drawn back to it constantly. It's orange. I am inside of the Lamborghini Gallardo. This thing is insane. I mean, look at this thing. Those switches. It might be an E gear, but wow. Wow. I mean, look at the stitching in this thing. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, wow. Mirror. I'm sure they've got one on the other side as well. Infotainment. This thing is just incredible. This Gallardo. Yeah, this is a nice place and there are other people around, so I can't get really excited, but I'm in the Ferrari, California. It's not nearly as cool as the Gallardo or the 458 that I was in earlier. There's the Ferrari infotainment system, which is infamously famous for getting Sir Richard Hammond into trouble on Top Gear by repeatedly calling Vernon Kay. This thing is nice. An opulent Grand Tour. This thing is incredible. Oh, the R8's on. The R8 is on. They just fired up the R8.
I like the sound.
Where's that go again? Man, I missed the cold start. Recently,
Oh yeah, I saw that little sensor. Yeah, it's a tire. Well,
the Lamborghini Huracan.
the tire sensor. Sometimes when there's changes of temperature, that sets the sensor. I don't have it.
This is